ladies and gentlemen, we would like to recognize that the Football British Columbia Provincial Championship is taking place on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded heritage of the Great Salish people, including the Guano, Thornton, Easter Day, and Silent people, represented by the Sartlet, Portagon, Chow, Pregame, and Malahat. We thank the Great Salish to continue to live on these lands and territories, along with the waters and all that is above and below. At this time, I would ask that if you were able to please rise and remove your hat to the flag of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some football? Oh, I know it's early, but I think we should do better than that. Let's try this one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for some football? I think we all need to think about after session, get some caffeine and sugar and try and bring this energy level up. Kids will thrive off of this. No? Perfect.
Test. No.
Test.
Oh no, Sean, you out.
Test.
I think we're good.
Number 14, TJ Sugarwalk. Number 26, Owen Powell. And number 18, Noah McBride.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to Starlight Stadium. We are coming at you guys live for the Football BC Provincial Championship weekend. We are here at Starlight Stadium this morning for the Adam Six-Man Provincial Championship. I'm Cole McGarvey, going to be your play-by-play analyst here today. Sean Rapsky will be my color commentator. Sean, how are we doing?
Good. Yeah, it's a beautiful day. Hopefully not supposed to rain, or should be limited rain today. So, I think these kids were pretty fired up on the field today, and coaches had them working pretty hard, and excited to kind of see how six-man Adam football even kind of operates, the type of plays they run, and how skilled these kids are at this age.
Yeah, definitely some of the different intricacies and all that sort of strategy that goes into the six-man game. But, Sean, we're back at it once again. We were down here 1 year ago. It's crazy to think it's already been a year since we were down here last year for the Football BC Provincial Championship. So I'm excited to be back down here once again for a weekend of football and some championship football at that. So some high stakes and two teams that are ready to go. So we have the Nanaimo Boom Seahawks. That'll be working, looks like, on our broadcast location from right to left, and the White Rock Titans blue, but they're going to be wearing the white uniforms today. They'll be going from left to right.
Yeah, this will be the first of 2 matchups between Nanaimo and White Rock, as they'll also be playing tonight in the Bantam game. So obviously 2 well-run organizations, and looks like we're ready to get started.
White Rock looks to be coming out in the gun. Direct snap to the quarterback. Takes to the left side. He picks up a decent gain. Looks to be about 2 yards on the play. Going to set up a second down for White Rock here. Scrimmaging just past their 35-yard line.
Yeah, it looked like Isaac Jang gets the first carry there. So we'll be interested to see if they like to use their quarterback a lot in the run game.
Jang once again in the gun. Oh no, excuse me. Jang lining up at the slot back position to the right side. Snap to the right side. Coming off the right side. Looks like he's going to pick up a first down and then some. And he's brought down just past midfield. Looks to be number 11, Charlie Bray, who picked up the first down for White Rock.
Yeah, he's actually been the team leader in rushing yards and touchdowns all year, so look for him to have a pretty big day here. I find it super interesting at this age, there's no coaches on the field, so they have to call plays in, and actually how well organized these kids are. You even see the D-line there making sure they're a yard off. Like, these coaches have them dialed for Adam football. Even the different motion packages, like for the kids' ability to remember some of these plays and run them effectively is definitely very impressive.
Yeah, as we mentioned, the different intricacies and strategy that comes into 6-man football. We've already seen Jang under center, and we see Bray there take the second snap. So going to be interesting to see how we apply the strategy in this game and how the different weapons on offense are going to be able to be touching the ball here today.
Yeah, you even see, like, defensively, football now is in a 3-man front with their corners kind of being the contain.
And snap to the left side. Looks to be Luca Gill. Luca Gill taking it off the left side. He's around the corner. And he's going to pick up a fresh set of downs once again for White Rock.
Yeah, looks like White Rock's really trying to get on the outside. So we mentioned to see how Nanaimo kind of adjust as their corners are kind of playing that outside contain. Looked like they actually Football Nanaimo brought their safety down for a little safety blitz there off the edge. It just happened to be on the wrong side. So well-ran played there by White Rock.
In the 6-man game and in a field this wide, obviously there's going to be a lot of space out wide, and try to get to the edges if you're able to is going to give your playmakers a lot of space in the open field. Jang once again off the right side, but he's met in the backfield and brought down for looks to be a few-yard loss on the play.
Yeah, there's Kendrick Guyett there. Shades of his dad, Ash Guyett there on the D-line.
Love to see it, and Dad, obviously DC for this team, calling in the plays.
Yeah, DC head coach there, Ash Guyett, one of the premier D linemen for the VI Raiders back in the day. When would have been his last year? Probably 2012, 2013?
Yeah, it might have been 2013 or 2014 in there somewhere. As we have the White Rock Titans taking a snap off the left side as well, trying to get into some space. He does break the tackle attempt, and he's around the corner. Will he score? He breaks one tackle. He's pushed out of bounds. Charlie Bray once again.
Yeah, Braxton Denham almost had him in the backfield there, and Braxton's been close a couple times flying up from the back end, but these White Rock running backs and skill players are super athletic and are getting the edge consistently right now.
I've liked this approach from White Rock. They've gotten into multiple different playmakers' hands here. They've kind of trying to adapt to this wide outside zone game, and they've been able to pick up multiple first downs here.
Even using some motion as well, pre-snap.
I believe that's Bray, if I'm not mistaken, who's taking the snap. Out wide to the right, he breaks one tackle attempt. He will score the first touchdown of the Football BC Provincial Championship weekend, putting the White Rock Titans on the board 6-0 with the extra point pending.
Yeah, it's a great drive by White Rock there. Definitely had a plan. Lots of runs to the outside. Again, it'll be interesting to see how Nanaimo adjusts if they start bringing some of those corners off the edge. But it's going to be a war of attrition at this in this game in Adam, especially. I think they have play counts as well, so everyone has to play. Everyone has to get involved. I think as coaches, you just have to get the ball in your playmakers' hands and put the kids that are new to the game in positions to succeed. Because it looks like even here too with White Rock, it looks like every single player is their first year, first season for tackle for all players on this White Rock team. So,
wow, that's tremendous.
Yeah, and they went undefeated 13-0, and you can see why in this first drive there. Like, super athletic players. I'm sure some of them had maybe played some flag before or a little bit of football during recess, and you can definitely see how it translates out here now playing tackle.
Super cool to hear the White Rock program kind of starting essentially new there. But as we know, I'm sure Coach Guide on the sidelines will make some adjustments and whatnot and try to look at getting some stops here as we move forward. But now we're going to see the Nanaimo Seahawks scrimmage from right to left in our broadcast location.
Yeah, it looks like QB is Jackson Burke. Has led the team at QB all year.
And he picks up a sizable gain on first down. Looks like it's going to be about a 2nd and 5 situation here.
Yeah, and Jackson Burke, he's led the team in scoring all year. He's got breakout speed on the edge, and will actually go play some guard as well, and loves to block. So you love that out of your quarterback.
The old quarterback guard combination. I don't know how many times you'll hear that throughout the football journey, but I love to hear that one. Burke once again, option pitch right to his running back. He breaks multiple tackles. Actually able to pick up a few yards after he was met in the backfield. Probably should have been a tackle for loss, but he was able to make something out of nothing there and put them into a 3rd and manageable situation where the offense appears to be staying out on the field looking for a first down.
Yeah, I love the creativity with the option play. Connor Trinquan with the run there with a nice cutback.
And it looks like they will have enough. Jackson able to pick up just enough and give his team a fresh set of downs here early on.
That was a great run by Jackson. Just put his head down right through the hole, Jalen Hurts style.
Jackson awaiting the snap under center. We have a little bit of a play action. Oh, and just off the hands of his receiver. Had him open in the flat there. Love the play call there from Coach Josh Williams, who's going to be sending in a play call here on 2nd down.
I love that play call too. I love just, pushing these kids' boundaries at this age, what they're capable of. Trying to pass, push to the downfield, and that was a great throw by Jackson. So I look for them to get back to it as well.
Motion man's number 25 for the Boomhawks. Fake motion. Burke able to get outside. Can he get around the corner? Terrific tackle there by Bray for the White Rock Titans. Phenomenal open field tackle.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a Charlie Bray, Jackson Burke showdown here, especially as Burke tries to get on the outside there and hit the 2nd level. It was a really, really great play there by Bray, even playing on that defensive end position. Look at the White Rock kids. They're trying to get the fans fired up.
I love to see it. And you can hear their fans down here making the early ferry ride trip over to the island to cheer on their team.
Hopefully they had their coffee this morning to get excited here.
Snap to Burke. He's going to take it off the right side. He picks up a block, but he stops, cuts back. He will pick up a few more, but I believe he's going to be short here. And the White Rock offense is going to take over on downs on the Nanaimo Seahawks side of things. Terrific stop there early on from White Rock.
Yeah, great stop. I really like the play too, just even the motion to get a little lead blocker out there. Just could not get out in front of Burke. Burke tried to cut back, and this White Rock team is pretty stout defensively here. See, Football Nanaimo is now in a 2-down front. Looks like they dropped someone back to try to get some more emphasis on the 2nd level.
That's Jang who takes a snap. Guide's going to be in there once again. Brings him down in the backfield. Like father, like son. Another tackle for loss for Guy.
That was a huge 7-yard loss there. So nice adjustment there. You see football Nanaimo there going the 2 down front, probably allowing their D-line to push more effectively, getting upfield, knowing that they have more second-level help. I think this is a really cool opportunity now. We'll see if White Rock feels comfortable and confident passing the ball.
Yeah, I believe that's going to be Bray now who's taking the shotgun snap. He does. Works to his right. Makes it a defender miss. He cuts on another one. Bray's going to be around the corner. Can he score? Nobody's going to catch him. Bray down the sideline. 6 points once again for the White Rock Titans.
Yeah, that was a huge run there. I actually really love the block by Luca Gill. Getting out front of him, Bray read the leverage of the block and, took it outside. And I don't know if anyone's catching Bray today in the open field as soon as he gets out.
Yeah, Charlie Bray is a phenomenal player, not only offensively, but defensively, making a couple stops there on the last drive. Able to get his team the ball back, and he rewards them with a long touchdown. I believe that would have been a 50-plus yard touchdown for Bray, cashing in 14-0 score pending another extra point.
Yeah, this White Rock team, 13-0 on the season, VMFL champions, went up to Kamloops last weekend to beat Kelowna. So they're very much a weather team. They played 16 weeks this season and put a full NFL season. So, they're averaging 49 points per game, and I think football Nanaimo is probably going to have to put up 40-plus today to keep up with this White Rock team.
Yeah, and I think they were doing some good things offensively from Nanaimo there on their first drive. Just unfortunately, some things stalled, and they had to give the ball back to White Rock. So if they're able to get back on track here and I think get some points up on the board here in the second possession, they'll be right in this game and make it even closer. So Nanaimo takes over in the possession of the football at the 35-yard line. Looks like it'll be Burke once again under center. Burke takes the snap, works off the left side of his offensive line. He tries to make one defender miss, but a phenomenal open field tackle once again, bringing him down after what looks to be like a 7-yard gain on the play. Going to be second and short for the Nanaimo Boom.
Yeah, Henry Zigich there with the takedown. I like that play call. It was a perfect play call. White Rock kind of came down with both their safeties, looking to blitz up the middle, and Jackson Burke was able to take it on the outside.
Burke once again under center. Gives the ball off, and he's met in the backfield. He's taken down phenomenally. Number 17, Henry Zigich.
Twice in a row for the kid. I actually really like White Rock is coming downhill with their safeties. Ton of pre-snap motion, not letting football Nanaimo be able to really see the picture pre-snap. And you see those corners are hard contained. They are not going to let anyone outside of them today.
Yeah, very aggressive front there. Burke takes the ball off the right side. He breaks a few tackles. Will he be able to pick up enough?
Doesn't look like it.
I believe he's going to be just short of another first down. Burke doing everything he could to pick up a first down.
Shades of Josh Allen there, though. Being able to push through, get the second effort, but this White Rock defense, its pursuit is next level.
Yeah, Burke doing a phenomenal job of keeping his feet moving, trying to do everything he could to pick up a first down, but White Rock doing a nice job as a team, rallying to the football, getting as many hats as they could into the ball carrier and bringing him down. What looks to be just a yard short of a first down. White Rock going to take over now, looking to really take control of the game here early on.
I like that comment by Jesse talking about normalized kicking at the early ages, and you actually see that all the way up to the older ages now with how well kickers are being developed these days.
Number 3 on the snap, who looks to try to take it out the right side, but great job of contain there. Number is at 37.
Braxton Dinham again, he's going to be flying upfield all day today, and that was Luca Gill on the carry. So, football Nanaimo's getting another good first down, 2nd and 15. Whenever you get to 2nd and 10 plus, you have to convert as a defense. If you start losing these downs, 2nd and 10 plus, 3rd and 10, right, you really shooting yourself in the foot when you really need to win those money downs. I like the creativity, though, again. Football Nanaimo giving a different look again defensively. Look at the communication by White Rock here.
Bray sending his men in motion. Snap to Bray. Looks to work off the left side. He bounces out the left side. He's got a lot of space over there. Will anybody from Nanaimo be able to catch him? makes a man miss once again, and Bray's going to take it home for his third first quarter touchdown. 22 nothing White Rock.
Yeah, early odds on Bray being MVP today. This kid is something special. You know, I think just the football in Nanaimo corner out there, he peeked his head inside of the block, lost his outside contain, and as we've seen today, if you let Bray get outside, it's over.
Yeah, in the game of football, it's the ultimate team sport, right? And obviously the kind of the cliche that goes around of doing your 1/11th or doing your 1/12th. Obviously, in the 6-man game, it's kind of doing your 1/6. If you're outside contain guy, you got to be outside contain, right, and force them back into your buddies. So let's hope that the Nanaimo can make some adjustments here and try to claw their way back into this one. But
nice block. Great job.
After that block extra point, it's going to be 22 to nothing White Rock, and Nanaimo's going to send out their offensive unit once again.
Yeah, you know, I think specifically when you're talking about the run game, too, it's all about condensing space, right, and really closing the space for their ball carriers, allowing second-level players to get there. And, you know, when you only have 6 guys on the field and the field is this wide, there's a lot of space. So you really got to keep everyone in a box and really work together well as a defense.
Can we maybe see the Nanaimo get back into that maybe play action here when they've been going to Burke a lot? Let's see. They go with that fake jet sweep. Burke has a lot of space. Will Burke be able to have enough to finish? To the 40, 30. He's being tracked down. 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Nanaimo. Burke with a 60-yarder to put his team on the board.
Yeah, that was a huge play by Football Nanaimo to bounce back there. Really loved the creativity and the misdirection there. Had the entire White Rock team fooled except for the corner there, and Burke was just able to get away from Alex Yeager. So that's a huge statement there by Football Nanaimo to bounce back there. Hopefully be able to keep this game close. But, you know, defensively they're going to have to make some adjustments to keep Charlie Bray inside.
And forgive me, Sean, I do believe at this level, correct, if you do kick the extra point, it's for 2, and if you do go for it, it's for 1.
Yeah, unless the rule changed from last year.
Ooh, timeout from White Rock. They didn't obviously like how they were aligned on defense.
Yeah, you know, this Adam Boom Hawks has been productive finding the end zone a lot this year. You know, Coach Ash said they got great depth on the defensive line. And they, you know, one of their things was that they play outside contain very well, so they're going to have to get back to their strengths here.
Here we go. Coach Josh Williams also coming into the huddle.
I think they're going to need Connor Trinquan to have a big day today. The running back, we've seen him make a few good plays already.
Here we go. Nanaimo lines up for the extra point. Under center. Burke with the play action. He's looking to the flat. Has his guy. Unfortunately unable to come down with it. It's going to be 22-6 for the White Rock Titans here. But Nanaimo with a huge response there, I believe, to end the first quarter.
Yeah, it was a great throw again by Burke. I really love, even at this age, seeing how these kids handle adversity. You know, we were actually talking about it on the drive up of just how kids operate on the sideline, winning or losing, how that can kind of change the perception, you know, of them when coaches are watching them or other teams are watching them. And, you know, I really see this Football Nanaimo team kind of encouraging each other, still giving each other high fives, and, you know, not being too down on themselves here on the sideline.
Let's try this one more time. Titans fans, hurry up!
I think this is a good first reminder of the weekend, Sean, as we actually approach 10,000 for the winner last year. Reminder to buy 50/50. You guys can buy the 50/50 from home at rafflebox.ca/raffle/footballbc. I do believe we can pin a comment in our YouTube stream as well if anybody is listening back home. But Jang here with the snap for the White Rock Titans, looking to work out the left side of his offensive line. He does, but he gets brought down after looks to be a 3-yard gain on the play.
Yeah, Braxton Dinham there again. True leader of this defense, maximum effort every play, and you see it. He is flying around in the backfield almost every play. So now football Nanaimo is in a 4 down front here. Trying to dominate a little bit more at the line of scrimmage. Be interesting to see. They've got some soft edges, so will they be able to contain here? Motion goes right, so expect to run right.
Looks like another ball carrier. I believe that's number 20. Forgive me, I didn't get the number on that ball carrier. 28.
Yeah, Alex Yeager. He was playing corner there defensively as well. Yeager had a great effort on that touchdown run by Burke. Almost tracked him down.
I really like this approach offensively from the White Rock Titans here early on, getting multiple guys involved offensively, multiple guys lining up in the backfield, and kind of keeping this defense of the Nanaimo Seahawks off guard a little bit. They don't know who's getting the ball on any given play and kind of direction. They're also switching it up and different variations of the run as well.
Here we go, football Nanaimo again. Another 2nd and long. So I didn't get what the penalty was. Yeah, it looks like it's still 2nd and 11, so football Nanaimo is going to need a big stop here again. This is their kind of 2nd down front, 2 down front, four DB linebackers in the 2nd level.
They have 2 guys split to either side. Bray once again off the right side. They get a little penetration, but Bray breaks that. He's around the edge, makes the one defender miss. Still on his feet, remarkably. Can Bray find another one? He will! His 4th touchdown in the first half for the White Rock Titans. Remarkable.
Yeah, I think the BC Lions might need to be scouting this kid right now. It's 4 touchdowns here, and that one looked like he was dead to rights on the sideline. I thought he was done. Denham had his ankle there, and he just could not get enough pursuit there by everyone to bring him down.
Charlie Bray, what a phenomenal player. We're only in game 1, Sean, and holy smokes. 2 guys split.
What was the over-under on these touchdowns today?
Bray once again off the right side. This kid's been a treat to watch here early on. They get a little penetration, but Bray breaks that. He's around the edge, makes the one defender miss. Defensively desperately need to find an answer. And as I mentioned,
still on his feet remarkably.
Can Bray find another one? The big plays and finishing the job, but we're seeing other guys involved offensively as well. And
for sure.
It's really great.
We've seen Gill, Jang, Yeager all touch the ball.
Oh, extra point just off the uprights. No good. But it's going to be, unfortunately, our scoreboard is out, but I believe it's going to be a 28-6 lead for White Rock here early on in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, well, football Nanaimo, you need to score to keep up with this team. So, just kind of keep doing what you have been doing because they have been pushing the ball. It's just if they get those 2nd and 3rd and shorts, 3rd and 4, you have to convert those money downs.
Love to see it. Waylon Farrell, number 49 for the Nanaimo Seahawks, trying to get his team and his crowd fired up. They had a phenomenal response last drive. Burke was able to find the end zone. Can they do it once again and continue to claw their way back into this one? I think Burke's been phenomenal, but we definitely got to get some other guys going offensively on the Seahawks. Another option pitch.
Nice.
Cut back, but he's brought down. Looks to be just at the line of scrimmage. White Rock doing a great job on both sides of the football here early on.
Yeah, there's Yeager again with another big tackle. I love that option play. It's not an easy play to do, especially at this level.
No, it's not an easy play to execute at all, even at the high school level. But it also kind of gives you almost a lead blocker in Burke after he has that pitch, right? And it's a nice play as well, as you mentioned. Burke off the right side picks up a lead block, but he's brought down once again after
Yeager again.
Only a 2-yard gain. This is going to be a 3rd and long. Looks like Josh Williams sending in the punt signal and going to trust his defense here to get a stop.
Yeah, it looks like they got the special teams unit there. I love seeing the operations at this level as well. Football Nanaimo looks very organized over there, having their special teams group all set up. The whole offense comes off, and they get a whole new unit here, which is great. Everyone gets to play, everyone gets to touch the field, and it's a really cool experience for these kids to play at Starlight Stadium. In a game like this, and we were joking with the football Nanaimo coaches pregame that this is the biggest game of these kids' lives here. It definitely feels like that for the kids, and you want to make it about the fun and stuff, but it's hard to tell kids to calm down in the moment, right?
Yeah, absolutely, biggest games of their lives in a beautiful venue like this, and championship game with their buddies, and they'll remember this game for the rest of their lives for sure. So for both sides, they're hoping they can remember this one as the victors, but we will see as we are still early on. The White Rocks controlled it early on. Ooh, that's no, it's not Charlie Bray. Excuse me.
Gill there.
Luca Gill off the right side, but he's met.
Denham again. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if White Rock has a adjustment off of their motions right now, because a lot of times when they're motioning the two running backs over to the right, they're usually running that way. So I'd expect to see probably a counter coming soon as well.
Timeout called on the field. Both coaches making their way out on the field.
So 2nd and long. I'd expect the ball to go to Charlie Bray here.
Big down coming up here for the Nanaimo Seahawks defense. So they're able to get a quick 2-and-out here, get the ball back in their offense's hands, and hopefully put together some response drive. As I mentioned, Burke's been a phenomenal player, actually. I think we saw in the comments here, actually, from Jesse earlier that someone desperately offensively needs to get going other than Burke on that Nanaimo Seahawks team, and I think they can fight their way back into this one. So starts with this big 2nd down coming up. Looks like it's going to be a 2nd and 11 or 2nd 10.5 with 6:42 to go in the first half.
Yeah, you see Ash in there, giving the boys some cues, some things to work on here, and I think a big emphasis for him is going to be keeping the contain here on the outside.
Yeah, has to be.
Yeah, and you see an adjustment there. They got their corners split out a bit wider. Yeah, both their corners are split much wider here to really combat the outside runs.
Bray's actually lined up out wide. It looks like that's Alex Yeager, if I'm not mistaken, number 28. Who's in the gun, going to be taking the snap on this one. He does. He works out the left side. And the Nanaimo Seahawks player, number 13, Daly, brings him down.
Jackson Daly with a great pursuit there. Yeager down, getting up slowly. Huge 3rd down here for the White Rock Titans to continue their dominance today. But, again, like I said, I expect them to do that running back motion, get the 2 lead blockers out there for Bray here.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the White Rock Titans motion or signal for the punt unit to come on here for the referees to pick that up. So I'd imagine they're going to go for it, and maybe they had that kind of in the back of their mind here. Run on 2nd down and understand that they have, whether it be Bray or Jang, whoever they want to look to on 3rd down to pick it up. So massive 3rd down here for both clubs.
Yeah, again, I love just, kids at these ages, there's so many learning experiences and there's so many ways for these kids to grow while playing football. And you just see some of the leadership aspect of playing on a team at this age. You see which kids are kind of stepping up and being vocal and trying to lead. And it's a really cool avenue for these kids to gain social skills, gain more confidence in themselves as well when they have to work hard for a goal and then see themselves achieving that goal too.
Yeah, well said, Sean. So White Rock Titans keep their offense on the field for a 3rd and 8. Ken and I will get a stop and give their offense back the ball in White Rock territory. Looks like Bray's going to be the one in the shotgun. Jang to his left. Takes the snap, going to work off his right side. Immediate penetration, but he cuts back left. Makes a man miss, and he's going to... Can he get around the corner? One man to beat. He cuts back on him. Charlie Bray, number 5 for the White Rock Titans in the first half.
Yeah, that's looks like there's a flag in the back here. Refs are telling the chains to hold up, so this might be coming back. I'm not really sure what more Football Nanaimo's defense can do here with Charlie Bray. They've got him in the backfield. They've got him bottled, but he seems to make it out every single time.
Yeah, tremendous patience and kind of vision from Charlie Bray, who never seems fazed by the penetration in his face, by the other team's jersey that flash in front of him. He kind of just reads it and naturally flows off of it. Let's see what this one is going to be as the referees gather here. As you mentioned, the chains have not moved yet. looks like it could possibly come back as the referee's jogging down to the Nanaimo Seahawks sideline. I would imagine asking if they want to accept or decline.
Yep.
The flag is not near the line of scrimmage, Sean, so I'm curious if maybe there was a downfield block in the back or...
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think it's probably going to be still a first down, but they're going to bring them back near the 40.
After yards gained. Objectional conduct, White Rock's number 10, Isaac Jang. So,
was it 10 or the bench?
I thought I heard 10, but
yeah.
I could have been misheard.
Yeah.
So,
looks like it's going
to be 10 yards from the spot of the foul, I believe.
No, it looks like their touchdown counts here.
It could have been benched then.
And they're going to apply it on the kickoff. So at least football in Nanaimo should get some good field position here to start.
Off the upright for the second extra point in a row. As you see the kicker, Alex Yeager.
Yeah, he's like, what's going on here? Because I usually hit those.
Hey, buddy, you're real accurate if it comes to kicking it to the uprights, but obviously wants to be accurate in a little different ways and getting the ball through the upright. But 2 for 2 hitting the uprights here as White Rock takes the 34-6 commanding lead with still 6 minutes to go here in the first half. The Nanaimo Seahawks offense needs desperately to get something going here to get on track and get some points here on the board.
Yeah, lots of time left. You know, football. Look where football in Nanaimo gets to start with the ball as well. Right, they're already in White Rock, or they're right near midfield, right on their own 45, so...
This is where you really got to lean on that veteran coaching staff over there on Nanaimo to really send that message to the kids that they can't panic, they can't freak out. Let's just stay in this one and try to chip away. As Burke takes the snap once again off the right side, but immediately brought down and gang tackled by the White Rock Titans. Great job of getting some penetration and the rest of the defense rallying to make the tackle.
Yeah, this White Rock team is swarming. We might see football in Nanaimo look to attack the middle a little bit more, especially when White Rock comes down and does that 4-man front. The safeties come down, and I feel like if Burke or Connor Trinquan could break the first level, there's not much there in that second level when those two safeties come downhill.
Aggressive front once again from White Rock. They back off. A little bit of a play action counter look. Burke around the edge. He's going to pick up a first down. He's into White Rock territory and run down. Touchdown saving tackle there by the White Rock Titans. Not after Burke picks up a sizable chunk and gives his team new life here.
That's not the first time we've seen that play have a lot of success. That kind of counter action. Looks like where Burke can kind of roll out and just make the corner miss. I'd like to see kind of football and Nanaimo go back to that a few more times, have some misdirection.
Nanaimo coming to the line of scrimmage. Burke under center once again, flanked by 2 receivers on his right and on his left. And as you mentioned, Sean, a little QB wedge right up the middle. It's going to pick up a nice chunk on first down for Nanaimo.
Yeah, 4-yard gain. Very manageable 2nd and 6 here. Again, I think their goal here should be, again, another 3, 4, 5-yard gain. Keep chunking away.
Yeah, obviously in this field, in this territory of the field, not punting. So if you can pick up another chunk or get closer on third down, you know you're going for it and put yourself in even a manageable third down situation here. Continue to chip away. Burke bringing his man in motion from right to left. Fake give. Cuts around his defender. Stiff arm. Burke around the corner. Another stiff arm. He's brought out of bounds just inside the 15-yard line after a first down for Nanaimo. Is grabbing his lower leg. Burke is definitely worn out after a lot of work here in the first half, but down in this territory, he's going to suck it up and look to put some more points on the board for his team.
Yeah, on the 11-yard line, or looks like we're at the 15-yard line here. Expect football Nanaimo to keep kind of chunking away. That misdirection, get Burke on the outside.
If you're Coach Josh Williams here in the huddle, Sean, what do you think what's the message to your team right now?
Yeah, I think they called that timeout just to give Burke some time to decompress, get his breath, make sure he's okay. The message is make sure we dominate the trenches here to get this ball in the end zone. Right, this game is not over. White Rock's offense looks almost impossible to stop, but football Nanaimo can keep scoring. Anything can happen at this level for sure with turnovers and. If one ball bounces another way, like it's a 14-point swing. So I think he's just going to keep the boys juiced up and still excited to get a touchdown here.
And in this area of the field, if you're defensively for the White Rock Titans, what do you think their coaching staff is preaching right now?
Yeah, I think really focusing on Burke. He's clearly the funnel of this offense. So I think you want your corners to stay disciplined outside. Make sure that when Burke gets outside, you're forcing him inside to Yang and Jang, Jaeger, and Bray up the middle.
Burke under center once again. Gives the ball off to number 25, but he's brought down after maybe picking up a yard.
Yeah, I think that was James Kirkley. I think finally the D-line kind of gets to make a play as Football Nanaimo tries to get up through the middle. But that was a great job by White Rock's D-line.
As you mentioned, Sean, right? They've been going to the edges for Nanaimo, and they try to catch them off guard once again, going up the middle. So good adjustment, good way for White Rock to be prepared. Burke under center once again for a second down. Burke takes the ball off the left side, makes a man miss, makes another one. There is a flag down. Burke still on his feet, picking up as many yards as he can. I do believe this one is going to come back.
Yeah, but where are we at? We're on the 7-yard line here. Or if you're White Rock, I think you might decline this and take the 3rd and 7. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6. Yeah, it looks like they're going to decline it.
Oh, or no, the flag might have been picked up as well, possibly.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going to be a 3rd and what looks to be 5 for Nanaimo. Huge down coming up. Nanaimo needing to desperately put up points here.
Yeah, I think they go back to their bread and butter here with kind of the fake action, misdirection, fake toss, and have Burke come the other way.
White Rock in the shadow of their own goalpost, trying to do everything to keep Nanaimo out of the end zone. Nanaimo bring 25 in motion. Fake. It's sniffed out, but Burke cuts back. He stays on his feet. Can he get going forward, though? And I don't believe he is. He's going to be brought down. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Yeah, Nanaimo leaving points on the board.
James Kirkley and Noah Richard. Again, the pursuit by this White Rock defense is extremely impressive. You can see the practice coming out on this game field here today with how well they're organized. Everyone's flying around. Everyone's making plays defensively. Everyone's working together. James Burke being down, or that would be Jackson Burke, sorry. That'd be a huge loss for Football Nanaimo at this point of the game.
Yeah, he's been their workhorse here early on in this first half for Nanaimo. I would imagine he's already probably got double-digit touches, at least. Crucial for him to stay in this one. He does get up. Looks like he's going to be able to make his way off the field on his own power. Another reminder, Sean, for anybody that is interested in 50-50 that it will be running throughout the weekend. Last year's prize was $10,000, just under $10,000. You guys can buy those 50-50 tickets from the comfort of your own home at rafflebox.ca/raffle/footballbc. When we last got an update, I believe it was at $1,300.
Feels like a pretty good start.
5 more games to go.
5 more games, yeah. All day today, all day tomorrow. Some repeated matchups as well, like we talked about. White Rock Football Nanaimo play here in Adam. They play in Bantam. You got Southside versus Cloverdale in Pee Wee and Junior Bantam.
Here we go. White Rock. Once again, 3 guys in the backfield. It's like Jang, Bray.
Expect the ball going right here.
That's Gill taking the ball right. He gets around the corner, but he's met and brought down there
Yeah, Denham again, then again. I think easily the
defensive MVP here early on.
Yeah, him and Guyot can seem to be definitely the heart and soul of this defense, flying around sideline to sideline. Really cool to see the effort here from Football Nanaimo. And this is where you see what type of mettle you have as a Football Nanaimo. When you're down 34-6, I don't know how often this team might have been down this year, but how do you respond? How do you continue to play hard for each other?
So Yeager in the gun has Bray, has Jang off to his left. He's actually going to take it misdirection, go to his right, but that's Guyot. Oh, might have been a face mask. He breaks those tackles.
Denham there again. Be interesting. We got 2 flags on the field here. If you're Football Nanaimo, you're just kind of kicking yourself when you get him in the backfield, these ball carriers in the backfield. You have to be able to make these tackles.
Yeah, I do believe he got his face mask there, as we saw in the replay.
Yeah.
Saw Yeager's face mask kind of come down in an aggressive fashion. Most definitely accidental, just trying to bring the ball carrier down. You get your hands a little bit too high into the face mask there. Unfortunate for Football Nanaimo, who had him. I don't know if it would have been enough to get a stop there, but White Rock has done a phenomenal job here, Sean, with a first-year team that has a lot of weapons. I know it's been the Bray show here early on, but a lot of guys they can depend on here to trust offensively and even defensively.
Yeah, definitely a plethora of weapons for White Rock. Bray's definitely stole the show with 5 touchdowns, but I think if he wasn't on the field, that offense would still be having a lot of success. They just wouldn't have the big plays that he's been able to provide.
Yeah, we're looking at Gill. We're looking at Jang. Now Yeager. Can't see the number from here. Believe that's Bray. Puts a little move on one defender. Going to use his speed to lose another one. Can he get down the sideline? He will. He'll cut back. Charlie Bray. 6 first-half touchdowns. He scores another one.
Yeah. At this point, right, Football Nanaimo, they're going to continue to play hard, but this Charlie Bray kid, he's in a league of his own out here on this field today.
This is ridiculous. The moves from this kid, years beyond his age.
You see Football Nanaimo, they've got good discipline, they've got good fundamentals, they're attacking the hip well, and they're maintaining their leverage well. Just Bray, with his cuts, he's gaining too many yards with each cut.
As I said, he's very poised and has patience when he's out there on the field. You can tell he's never panicked. He's never doing anything that's not in his control, and he's totally reacting off instincts out there on the field.
Yeah,
there we go.
Booms it through that one. A little emphasis.
He knows he's been capable of it after hitting the last 2 off the upright. He knocks that one through for the 2-point extra point, putting a 40 spot on the board for White Rock here in the first half. This is unfortunate first half of surrendering some big plays for this Football Nanaimo defense, where they've been in it, as you mentioned, Sean. They've been in position multiple times, but just unfortunate they've been unable to bring down the ball carrier here and given up some big plays.
Yeah, and White Rock's converted on their second and longs, and Football Nanaimo's gotten stuffed on their third and short. So, those are the big money downs in football, and if you lose those downs, then you're going to put yourself behind the 8 ball.
One play at a time where you got to start chipping away. I don't believe I see Burt coming back onto the field. Looks like that could be Guyot. Has the quarterback wristband.
No, we got Jackson Burke back in there.
My apologies.
Yeah, number 3.
Burke is back out on their field, but he is going to line up out wide.
You were right about the wristband, though. But yeah, they got Guyot under quarterback.
A little bit of a mid-game adjustment. Guyot takes the ball. Going to pick up, looks to be 3 yards on the play.
Good run. Football Nanaimo, they're chipping away. They're getting positive yards. It's not like every play is negative. They've got a very a well-oiled machine on offense, right? It's just when you get these 3 yards, 4 yards, you're really putting the emphasis on a third and short, and you have to be able to hit those today.
Yeah, it looks like an injured White Rock Titan player down on the field. it's going to be hard for Nanaimo to try to come back in this one, but the message, if I'm on the coaching staff, for me would just be try to keep, focus on the play ahead of you and try to chip away one play at a time. As we've seen with the big plays, you're able to score quickly here. Anything's possible, but this White Rock team has been unbelievable to watch here. As you said earlier, Sean, a first-year team with a lot of these guys never playing tackle football before. They've really impressed here early on.
Yeah, you can see the amount of practice that they've done come out today on the field. Be interesting to see the matchups later on this weekend. Last year Cloverdale kind of dominated some of these younger age groups, so it'll be interesting to see how those guys kind of moved up together as they play a very strong Southside program this year, who I'm not sure lost on either side with the Pee-wees or junior Bantams.
Yeah, obviously today we kicked off this one at 11. Stick around, folks. We will be back for another game at 1:30. That'll be the Pee-wee 9-man provincial championships when Southside takes on Cloverdale. And then later tonight, at 4 o'clock, the Nanaimo Seahawks take on the White Rock Titans for the Bantam 9-man championship as well. So Nanaimo, guide under center once again. 2nd and 6 situation. Guy's going to drop back to pass. He's met in the backfield, though. He breaks the tackle and spins forward. And it's going to be, looks to work out for Nanaimo. Going to put them into a third and very manageable situation.
Looks like it's halftime. So that was a great play, just even to get positive yards there by Guyot. Halftime here, so it'll be interesting to see what Football Nanaimo does. Be interesting what White Rock does, if they're going to kind of try to get everybody involved, try to get everyone touches, and really see how well they can kind of experience this Adam Championship.
Yes, so that's going to do it for the first half of our first game here from the Football BC Provincial Championship weekend down at Starlight Stadium. It is 42-6 White Rock here. We should be back in about 10 minutes time, folks, for Cole and Sean. We'll catch you guys in a little bit. Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Starlight Stadium as we are moments away from second half action here in the Adam Tackle Football 6-man Provincial Championships from Langford, BC. As the White Rock Titans have a commanding 42-6 lead over the Nanaimo Boom Hawks. Sean, what are your thoughts on that first half?
Yeah, I think you can just see, I think just White Rock is very locked in, and I think that everybody on their team from top to bottom is very skilled and very physical and very athletic, and just seems like they're a little bit of a step ahead here from football Nanaimo. And Charlie Bray's obviously been the superstar of the game with 6 touchdowns. Charlie Bray 6 touchdowns, everyone else 1 touchdown. So will be interesting to see how both teams kind of respond. If they keep going to Charlie Bray, if they get other people. Obviously, they've been getting other people involved, but we'll see if they even try to dip into the rest of the roster as well.
Nanaimo, going to start with the football. Looks like they're going to continue with their adjustment there late in the first half with Guyot under center, Burke offset to the right. Looked to be a full start for Nanaimo. And the ball might have came out. This could have been disastrous here for Nanaimo here to start the second half.
Looks like offense is staying on the field here.
Was a false start for sure by the far receiver.
We just got the rosters for the next game as well, and we see some familiar names of guys that played for Cloverdale last year. I can't remember if it was the Adam or Pee Wee Championship, like Sapinski and Sadu, and it'll be interesting to see how that team kind of comes out today.
Yes, it will. As Sean just mentioned, stick around, folks. We won't be going anywhere. 5 more games from this weekend's action.
Looks like they're going to use Jackson Burke a little bit more as the lead blocker here, just like they finished out the first half with Guy at a quarterback. Allow Burke to use his blocking ability for the team while kind of limiting his contact as well. He was getting beat up pretty good in that first half.
And they could possibly maybe setting up some misdirection off that as well, getting Burke the ball going the other way. So let's see what happens from an adjustment standpoint and see what they're cooking up offensively here. Guy gets off to the right. He's looking downfield. He's going to throw it, and it's going to be picked off. Yeager's going to be dragged down, it looks like, after a phenomenal play by number 28.
Yeah, football knowledge, you know what? That's fine. Just keep chipping away, keep doing your thing, right? Super process-oriented. For these kids, it's all about getting better today, but, Yeager's been a top player here today, making a ton of tackles. To be able to pick the ball off here at this age, to be able to cover, read the throw, attack it, and, try to return it, that's some next-level stuff. So, this White Rock team is absolutely stacked with studs, and, you know, excited to kind of see how this second half goes with White Rock knocking on the door.
It looks like that is Jang lining up in the gun. 2 receivers to his right. Gets the ball. Going to try to work off the right side. He gets around. Ken Jang turned the corner. He takes one cutback, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds or brought down just short of the first down.
Yeah, Dax and Daly there on the tackle, but I think one of the unsung heroes today for White Rock is Gill, number 3. Clearly the best blocking receiver downfield. He's using leverage extremely well, just kind of shielding, not blocking anyone in the back. You know, you can kind of see it on the replay here as well. He just gets in the way of 37 Denham there and allows the open field for number 10.
White Rock on the doorsteps of punching it in for another touchdown.
Expect some pre-snap motion here.
I love that. Look at that. That Jaeger, Bray, and Jang backfield. Looks like Jaeger's going to send his 2 receivers out to the right. Jaeger in the gun. Waiting the snap. He gets the snap. He's going to go with a little bit of a misdirection work off the left side. Gets through the middle. Down to the goal line.
Just short. Nice tackle there by Denham.
Jaeger brought down to the 1 yard line, just shy of being the first White Rock Titan other than Bray to punch it in.
You know, we talked about it after the first quarter. Would White Rock kind of start to do some misdirection? And they really, in that second half, they've been set it up all in the first quarter. You know, they send the 2 receivers out to the left or right, using them as lead blockers, but now they're trying to use the soft edges on the weak side. So we'll see what they do here with their pre-snap motion.
Jaeger in the gun once again. Jang and Bray, motion to the left. He's going to go right. And brought down. Great job by Football Nanaimo.
Braxton Denham, I think he might be in double-digit tackles today. He's been all over the place.
And this is a huge down for Football Nanaimo to show a ton of heart and character backed up against their goal line and then get a stop. Generate a little bit of momentum on their side. This would be huge for some confidence going forward for Nanaimo.
Oh, yeah.
To keep White Rock out of the end zone.
I think they're going to go with the lead blockers this time. Split out to the right.
Same formation, Jaeger in the gun. Right up the middle. And he will score. White Rock putting up more points. Once again, and continue to what we've seen all day. Lean on everybody. Everybody eats from this offense. Bray's obviously been the headline, but we've seen it from Jang, Gill, now Jaeger, and he's able to find the end zone.
Yeah, I expect them to continue to go to other guys here close to the end zone, try to get some other guys some touchdowns. And I love the golf-style fist pump there for Jaeger after the touchdown. You know, I think Football Nanaimo, their effort is not lacking, though. So they are still extremely working hard. Their chests are up, heads are up. You know, extremely resilient team here. And I think if you're Josh and Ash and the rest of the coaching staff, you're just preaching resilience and, you know, keep punching till the end. And, you know, it's a learning experience here for everyone.
Extra point is no good.
Yeah, Denham there with the block. Kids all over the place today.
Will be 48-6 for White Rock here with 3:52 and counting.
We'll see maybe if we'll be able to pull up some people for some guest interviews today. That'd be cool. Either some coaches or some players.
I agree, Sean. I would love to do so for sure. As game number 1 of 6 on the weekend, I am looking forward to it. It's just getting started here from Starlight Stadium. A reminder here in the second half, you guys can purchase our 50-50 tickets from this weekend. Not just from one game, but it'll be from the whole weekend as a whole. So you guys can find that at rafflebox.ca/raffle/footballbc.
Last year got close to $10,000.
Last updated, which was early in the first half, was at $1,300. I would imagine it'll be around $2,000, maybe even up towards $3,000. Guy taking the snap, working off his right side, up the lane through the middle. Guy, going to be just tripped up.
Shoelace tackle.
Nothing but green grass in front of him.
Owen Pattern with the huge tackle there. First football season ever. You know, for a kid to make a play like that in a game like this, that's massive. But what a run by Guide as well.
I'm really liking this White Rock team. I know, obviously, with our ties to Nanaimo and then our allegiance to Nanaimo, it's easy to root for them as well. But this White Rock team is showing a ton of heart, talent, you name it, they're out in the field. They've been able to perform here today. It looks like Guide is going to be able to make his way out the field. Looks to be maybe a lower body or an ankle. Maybe got his ankle rolled up or caught up a little bit there on the end of that run. So I would imagine they're going to adjust and go back to the Burke quarterback-led offense.
Yeah, too bad for Guide. He was just starting to get going, too. You know, he was in the open field. He was running it great. You know, I think Burke's going to have some fresh legs here, though.
Here we go. First down. Just inside the 30-yard line for Nanaimo. Option pitch to the right. Makes a man miss, but he's going to be brought down after a short gain.
Yeah, Jaeger, nice tackle on Denham there. They've been well acquainted all day today. I love the option game with Burke as well. I think just even at this age, too, to be able to run the option, you know, just really allows the guys to understand what playing in space is like and reading the game, you know, when to pitch, when to keep. You know, just even from a process-oriented philosophy, I think that's a great way to teach these kids how to play football.
Burke, fake give to Denham. Trying to make some moves, but he's going to be brought down maybe after picking up a few yards. But Sean, it's going to be a big third down here.
Big third down. I can't tell if that was Patton or Jaeger. That was a great tackle, though. I do think that Burke just might have made the wrong decision trying to go outside when he could have just stuck his foot in the ground and gone upfield. But, you know, kids just trying to make a play, and you can't fault him for that. We'll see. Do you think they might pass this here? Another one, a little rollout?
They do have receivers flanked. Oh, it's unfortunate he's tripped up. Wanted to maybe surprise him or catch him off guard with the QB wedge. And this is going to be well short.
Yeah, you know, I don't hate the call there. Like we talked about, you know, White Rock really likes bringing their safeties down to the line of scrimmage. And, you know, when they do that, there's an opportunity to hit the second level and just make one person miss. But, you know, Burke just kind of couldn't stay on his feet or tried to dive forward for the first and just couldn't get enough.
We have a White Rock Titans player down on the field. I believe it's number 80, if I can see that jersey number correctly. Reminder once again, folks, you guys can purchase those 50/50 tickets throughout the weekend. Don't have to be down here at the stadium to do so. You guys can find the QR codes on the TV on the screen, as well as can purchase them at rafflebox.ca/raffle/footballbc, as well as head over to the Football BC social media platform. You guys will be able to find all the links and all the good stuff to purchase those 50/50 tickets at your comfortability of your own home. Looks like the White Rock Titan player, I believe that is number 80, will be making his way off the field.
So it looks like it's quarter time here. So, Cole, this time last year, that was your first ever commentating experience.
It was, Sean. It was quite the experience. I think after the weekend, I probably felt a whole lot different than at the start of the weekend, where I was, pretty nervous going into the experience like this. But having a little bit of experience with the podcast and whatnot, being around the game of football definitely makes you kind of settle in, get a little bit more comfortable and stuff like that. And obviously, this year being lucky enough to call the Vancouver Rangers game, so it's fun. I'm looking forward to it, Sean. As I said, I'm hoping we can some way negotiate into doing this again in the future.
Lifetime deal.
Lifetime contract. That's what we're hoping. If anybody at Football BC is listening.
Seahawks fans, where you at?
Here we go. The on-field announcer doing a great job of firing up the crowd here. Going to the fourth quarter, 48-6. Let's see how these kids can kind of finish out this game.
Gill gets the ball. A lot of space for Gill off the left side. He's down the sideline. Will anybody from Football Tonight be able to catch him? Gill is going to take this one for a score. It's going to be from 70.
You know, I'm really impressed with this White Rock's ability to block downfield. You know, guys are not blocking anyone in the back. As we say that, there is a flag on the field. But, you know, even near the line of scrimmage, the receivers are downfield. You know, there was an opportunity for a crackback block there, and, you know, they just decided get in front, do the run-by technique that's being taught these days, so you don't crack back and you just kind of run by them, wall them off. kind of basketball style, and we'll see if this gets called back or not.
Yeah, this White Rock group is very disciplined, as you mentioned, Sean, multiple times, making sure they're able to stay within the restraints of the rules. Number 22 there had a chance to maybe blindside block his opponent. He doesn't do that, but I'm curious to see what this call is. In another weird position on the field, Sean. So the same type of location of the flag.
Looks like so that first one was definitely objectionable conduct by the bench, and it looks like there's a second one. So the coach is being escorted off of the field.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for the White Rock program. You got to stay composed and disciplined on the sidelines there, especially at this level and at this age.
Yeah, hopefully just a miscommunication of what was going on the bench, and nothing malicious or anything like that, as obviously at this age it's all about just the kids having fun and inclusivity and participation, everyone just kind of getting better. So it'll be interesting to see now who calls plays for the White Rock, or how that kind of impacts the rest of the game here for them.
So White Rock will attempt the extra point here once again.
Looks like we did not get the headsets going for the white hat, hey? Not today. We do have them, so hopefully we might be able to get us set up.
Jaeger putting one through the uprights once again. That's going to be 54-6 now for White Rock. And this is kind of same old story as we've seen with some of the game notes coming in, Sean. They've averaged 49.4 points per game this season, only surrendering 9.5.
Yeah, that's right in line with their 0.4 points against for sure. So looks like Southside Pee-wees are in the building now. It'll be interesting to see how well their fan base traveled down from Nanaimo compared to Cloverdale taking the ferry. And just even with Football Nanaimo around, Cloverdale plays tomorrow as well. So it'll be interesting to see if people just stayed overnight.
Oh, we're getting a swap here. Mid-quarter, I do believe.
I think they were just lined up wrong. 6.5 minutes.
Burke under center. Got Trinquan or Barton is back in the backfield.
Yeah, looks like Denham there.
Excuse me, Denham. Oh, and Denham loses the football, but he's able to get back on it.
Heads up play to get back. It looked like he had a lot of open field in front of him as well.
White Rock Titans player down on the field once again. Unfortunately, we've seen a few guys go down here in the second half for both clubs. So
yeah, battle of attrition here, right? Long game.
Long season as well for both these clubs, right? For the White Rock Titans, as we heard, undefeated 13-game regular season, but they've been playing for 16 straight weeks dating back to preseason, bronze boot, regular season, and now playoff action. So these guys have been playing for a long season, longer than some high school teams, some high school programs out there. So it's been a long season, and these guys are looking for the ultimate reward, which is being called provincial champions.
Yeah, you can see it with just how well they execute here on field. Hopefully they get some good rest once the season's over, recover their bodies. Interesting to see what kind of programs they have there over the winter in White Rock.
Looks like is that Jaeger making his way onto his feet.
Yeah, he's able to walk off, so it looks like he hopefully can just shake it off.
It's going to be Football Nanaimo ball, second down and 10.
Not a bad thing when you get a star like Jaeger who goes down, you put him onto the bench, and you bring a kid like Charlie Bray in.
Not bad at all. This White Rock team is just uber talented at all positions, at every level. Burke now under center. Option pitch to the right. Denham makes one-man miss, but he's gang tackled after what looks to be a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, big third down here. Third and 5. We'll see if they go back to that misdirection play they love on third down.
Another White Rock Titan player down. I believe that's Owen Pattern. Going to be some trainers now coming out into the field.
Ladies and gentlemen, after this game, there's a landmark.
Sean, this might be a good first opportunity to tee you up for everything you got going on at Cage Athletics and kind of huge involvement with the youth side of football and kind of all the camps and whatnot you guys put on over there.
Yeah, you know, right now we've just got our flag league in the winter, which is awesome. We got about 140 kids in it. We were supposed to have an Atom League, but just couldn't get enough kids, so it's Pee Wee all the way up to midget. You know, we've got some skill camps as well for kids this age, and you know, kind of gearing up for our kind of second 7-on-7 season here. We're trying to go to 4 different tournaments, 3 in the States, 2 in Washington, 1 in San Fran, and then the game ready one in Vancouver. And you know, I think you'll see with the Cloverdale team, you know, coming up as well. I think a lot of them do the Air Raid Academy in Vancouver, so you know, these kids are playing pretty high level football a lot of the season, which obviously there's pros and cons to both, and I think it's just about kind of being well balanced and well versed as an athlete at this age.
For sure, if you're an athlete at this age looking to get better, you can find Cage Athletics on social media. Burke under center, looking to give it, but he fakes it off the left side once again. Play we've seen multiple times here today. Will Burke have enough to get around the corner? He doesn't. Bray's going to bring him down, but a phenomenal play that Football Nanaimo has been able to go to all day.
Yeah, that's their go-to third down play here too, for sure. A little fake toss, counter action, and a ton of success there from Burke. Another timeout here. Yeah, looks like we got a timeout.
Yep, Josh Williams trotting his way into the huddle.
I think just after a big third down like that, get the boys some get the boys some water. You know, let's really finish strong here for Football Nanaimo. I think that's what Josh is really preaching, right? Like let's win the rest of the game. Really understand the process of getting better at this age.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially going into the future and whatnot.
Not the only championship games going on today. There are a couple junior varsity football games going over in Vancouver at McLeod. You know, I know Barsby's playing Argyle in the junior varsity, so you know, even just for that Southside program to have Pee-wees, junior bantams, junior varsity, all in championship games, really impressive for that program, and kind of the future is very bright.
The factory, as one might call him. Oh my goodness, immediate penetration, and what a hit there by Zigic, number 17, popping the ball out.
That was the biggest hit we've seen today. That was impressive penetration there by White Rock, and then Zigic just was, you know, he came ready to play, and he put his foot in the ground.
Zigic from that corner spot, not being afraid to come up the field.
Yeah, there was Alex Yeager with the penetration, again, stops his feet, and you know, this White Rock team plays with zero fear.
And I love it, man. A team that never played tackle football before, and they've really displayed a great product here on the field today.
Yeah, you know, I think at this age, kids get a lot of contact anyways, probably from jumping on trampolines and chucking each other into couches.
Do kids climb trees anymore, Sean? Is that still a thing in 2025? Hopefully falling out of trees and whatnot?
Pretty sure you can do that on TikTok, but...
Yeager. Oh, excuse me, that's number 22. James Kirkley. He gets the ball. He's around the corner. He's down the sideline. Can Kirkley score? Nobody in front of him. Will he be tracked down? He will! Phenomenal job by Kirkley getting the ball into Nanaimo Seahawks territory. Didn't see who was able to bring him down there, but...
Love the effort by Willem Campbell there to track him down. Extremely impressive long speed there to track him down. And again, love the effort here by both teams. There's no quit no matter what, right? There's no heads down or anything. It's just next play, and let's try to win the down.
Yeah, phenomenal job on both ends. And that looks like White Rock is going to be your 2025 Adam Tackle Football 6-man provincial champions. Hats off to White Rock, as it was phenomenal watching them here today. Can't forget to give a huge shout out to Football Nanaimo as well, as they had a long season being the Vancouver Island champions as well. But ultimately, White Rock is going to walk away champions in 2025.
Yeah, extremely impressive game. I think my MVP of the day is obviously Charlie Bray with 6 touchdowns. I think Alex Yeager is my defensive player of the game. He was all over the place, ton of tackles, ton of penetration. But I think for football Nanaimo offensively, I think Jackson Burke did amazing, and Dinham there at the safety position, Braxton Dinham, I thought also played a great game. So, well played by both teams. Didn't go the way football Nanaimo wanted to, but, great season either way.
Yeah, even guy coming in there as well, having to play a little bit of quarterback we saw early on defensively. So, a ton of guys on both sides who are phenomenal players to watch here today. This is only game number 1, Sean, as I'm excited for as we get into game 2 and 3 here today and then get into tomorrow's action as well. But that is going to do it, folks, from our first matchup. The White Rock Titans are going to win this one by a score of 56-6 over the Nanaimo Boom Seahawks. Stick around, folks. We will be, I believe, giving you guys some coverage from the post-game award ceremony. So we'll be handing out some medals, player of the game awards, and etc. We'll be back around 1:30 time. So stick around, folks. Go get a drink, go get some food, and we'll be back for some Football BC Provincial Championship action.
Can we please get you lined up on the 50s? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the president of Football British Columbia, Mr. Kevin Parks.
I don't think we got booed. I've been booed many times, so it's all good. Okay, welcome everyone to the 2025 Provincial Championships. As Adam said, I get the lovely job of being the president of Football BC. We got some thank yous to go through right now. First, is that better? Sorry. So I got some thank yous I'd like to get through. First of all, everyone, we could not put on a tournament like this without all my lovely team members right in front of you. You can please give them a big hand for pulling this off. Players in the stands, and I want you to give mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, all your relatives a big hand for supporting you all year. And last but not least, players, you turn around and you thank your coaches, right? Especially the managers, because we know who runs the team. Give them a hand. All right, let's give away some hardware here. So I've always called myself a coach's president, and I started this a few years ago. And I'm a big believer that the winning coach has earned this game ball. So if I can get the head coach for White Rock to come up. All right, our next award is the Sportsmanship Award, and it's going to go to number 25. Number 25, Trick One.
For those who didn't catch that was number 25, Connor Trinquan.
And our next award is going to be the MVP for Nanaimo, number 37, Braxton Dinham. And our next MVP for White Rock is number 11, Charlie Gray. If I could get the captains for White Rock to come up here, please. Here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for your provincial champ, White Rock.
Fans, one more time for both these teams. Let's hear a big, loud round of applause. And one more time, let's hear it for our provincial championship. White Rock Titans, hard-fought game, full of we're going to direct teams to their own end zones for official photographs. Then following the official photograph, we will invite you on the deal.